Welcome to all. My name is Srinidhi, and I will be handling third unit from your artificial intelligence subject. Now, I'm pretty sure that you will be knowing a rough idea about artificial intelligence, isn't it? What is the meaning of artificial intelligence? Why you want to study it as a commerce student? Why you require that? Some questions you should ask yourself. And in the basic or in the introduction classes, definitely you would have learned that what is the actual use of artificial intelligence and what you mean by that. Okay. When the people has gained some idea of developing some softwares, they started coding it. Okay, as a computer science students, we will do, we will write a code and we will try to execute it. Ultimately or eventually we are going to get some result. That is the actual thing. But when we started writing some algorithms or steps which make the system intelligent, or which where we are forcing the system to think or take the decisions, then this artificial intelligence concept came into picture. Now I am not saying that it is a very newer concept. In 80s, 1980s or 1990s and all, such kind of concepts were there, but it was not the buzzword at that time. The developers or researchers were writing some code to develop such concepts, but now in a present era, or from past 2 3 years, this word has become a popular one. Okay, now there are separate streams to learn this artificial intelligence concept. It's very vast, it is not a smaller concept. Okay, now but in unit 3, now you are going to see some concepts of intelligent systems. Okay, now the intelligent systems are technologically advanced machines that perceive and respond to the world around them. That means, see, that you can take some examples. Okay, to for the better explanation, I can take the example of your smartphone. Okay, now previously the concept was like cell phones. You were having cell phones, or people used to say mobiles, isn't it? Now, as the time goes on, okay, and as the technology got advanced, after that the system or the cell phones whatever you were using, that gradually became smart or smartphones, isn't it? Now we use the terminology, like smartphones. We are not just saying it is just a phone. Why? Because the smartphone, whatever the devices or handheld devices you are using in your hand, that has the capacity to do almost everything. Whatever the task you give, it will be done, isn't it? Now I can give one more example here. See, whatever the search, say for example today you are going to search some pen drives in Amazon. If that is the case, say for example you want a pen drive worth rupees, say for example 500 rupees. Okay, below 500 you require. Say you are searching for 4 GB or 8 GB. You can take your own example. After some time after searching, you are not ordering it, you are just searching some available pen drives in Amazon. If that is the case, say what you do after 5 to 10 minutes, you just search it and you don't like anything, you just come out of that application and you work on your own application. It may be Instagram or Facebook or YouTube or anything. You start doing your own work. Now tomorrow again you are going to open Amazon. If that is the case, say I'm just giving one scenario. Okay, in the bottom side or left hand side, you will be seeing some advertisement of USB drive itself, isn't it? Have you ever seen that? In system also, if you have logged into Amazon, and if you if you log in again with your laptop, again you can see this advertisement. Otherwise, in phone also you may be seeing some advertisements of USB pen drives. How it is possible? How Amazon get to know that you were searching some pen drives which is below 500 rupees? Because in that advertisement you may see some best deals, isn't it? Now who has said the Amazon application that you were trying to search USB or pen drives? How that has become how that particular application got to know that? Because application will not be having brains, it cannot think. Application cannot think, it is just lines of code. We are not writing any separate special programs over there. We are just writing some conditional based programs or codes. If someone is clicking something, some action has to happen, that's it, nothing else. Or if you want to sort some items, just sort it. But when you try to search some devices, and after some time if the application starts showing that some other devices from some other sites or somewhere else, definitely it is some question mark. You have to get some question mark in your brain, isn't it? Your head, you have to think how the application has understood that you are, or I am trying, if I'm considering myself, I am trying to find some USB drives. Now there this intelligent system came into picture, because whatever, when the developer try to develop some applications, there will be some models actually. Okay, whenever we talk about artificial intelligence, we are actually building some models. In that models, we are training the model to take some decisions, or to track the users activity. It may be in Amazon application, or Flipkart, or in Google, or YouTube. In YouTube also, see, if you watch some videos frequently, say for example, so if you are from, everyone is from Karavali, or if everyone is from Mangalore, so say there is one comedy show in Tulu language, Bale Telipale. Okay, if you watch that episodes, say for example 5 to 6 episodes in YouTube, after closing the YouTube, and say for example you are going to open that particular application at night, say for example 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock, again you will see some recommendation of Bale Telipale itself. Okay, if you are not from Karavali, or if you don't know Tulu, pardon me, but Bale Telipale is one episode actually, some comedy shows actually. Okay, if you are very new to Tulu, then this example will be very useful for our local students. Now, how YouTube got to know that you are frequently watching some 2-3 episodes of Bale Telipale? Isn't it? You have to think like that, isn't it? Because when you again go to that application, it will show you. It will show some. It will recommend you some episodes, some better episodes of Bale Telipale itself. Or if you are not from this side, I can give some other example also. Say, I don't know how many of you are watching CID. That is one Hindi show. In Hindi language, we have one episode, serial called CID. If you watch 2 to 3 episodes in one day, next day if you open YouTube, the same the episodes of CID will be reflecting over your page. You can, if you wish, you can definitely play it. Otherwise, you can search some other content also. No issues. But I am asking that how YouTube got to know that you are watching it and you are interested to watch some shows like CID. Isn't it? So now that means the developers have written some more code to think it. Isn't it? So that is the reason why I said artificial intelligence or intelligent systems, we are trying to build some models, and we are training that model to take some particular decisions, or to give some recommendations, or to search something, or to provide some service, or to show some content to the user, something like that. Okay, it is not just a code, it is just like a model, or you can think of like it is like a black box, you can think like that, where you have trained that particular model for everything, and you are trying to give some input, and ultimately you are going to get some output. So these are the technical terms which we usually use in computer science, but as a commerce student, you have to think in such a way that you are trying to make a system which is intelligent and it can perform some tasks to you. That's it as of now. Okay, now see here, intelligent system can take many forms, from automated vacuum such as Roomba, that is one concept, to facial recognition programs, to Amazon's personalized shopping suggestions. Okay, that is the example I was trying to give. Now in case of facial recognition also, now in your smartphone, it is a kind of a security given to your smartphone, isn't it? You can take your face unlock also. In Apple phones, they have actually started, that buzz was very nice when they launched iPhone 10, that face ID concept. How the system get to know that it is your face? There is a concept of mapping and all, that is a separate concept. That is the reason why I said artificial intelligence and these recognition concepts, image processing and all, it is a vast concept. It's not a smaller one. In one video or 10 videos or 100 videos, we cannot cover everything. Because if we go in depth, there are so many concepts. But in overall, if you want to think about intelligent systems in your smartphone, whenever you hold your smartphone in front of your face, it will scan your face and it will unlock it. That is a special thing, isn't it? That is a magic. It is a kind of magic. But as a computer science student, I am not saying that it is a magic. It is just technology. It is just a code. It is just an algorithm written by the developers. And it is just a quality of your camera, lightning effect of your face, whatever the lighting effect you are putting on your face, and the performance of your smartphone. That's it. It is not a magic. It is not a black magic or anything like that. Everything is technology whenever you talk about these intelligent systems. Okay, like this, there are so many applications which will take decisions, which will recommend you some photos. In Google Photos also, it will recommend, isn't it? I don't know how many of you are having Vivo smartphone or Redmi. Okay, Redmi also possible. Whenever you have some similar photos, say for example you are taking selfies, if you are addicted to selfies, if you take, say for example, 5 to 10 selfies at a time with the same dress, same makeup and same bindis, or if you're putting bindi, if you're definitely, if you're a girl, definitely you probably you may be putting bindi and all. If you take some 5 to 10 photos, and if you're a boy, definitely with the same hairstyle, if you are taking, or with the different hairstyle also, not a problem. If you're taking some selfies, it will put everything in one folder. And if you take some other photos, definitely it will categorize and it will put that photos in separately. But if you are taking your own photos, 10 to 12 photos, it will put all the photos in particular folder, and it will name some it may give some date, or it may give some folder name also sometimes. How the system, or how your smartphone got to know that it is your picture, or 10 or 12 picture also yours? How system got to know that? Again, this intelligent system came into picture. Like that, in day-to-day life, you will be frequently using such applications, but you will never bother, you will never think about it, you just make use of it. Okay, so that was just brief introduction I just wanted to give to intelligent system. The field of intelligent systems also focus on how these systems interact with the human users in changing and dynamic physical and social environments. That also possible. Fine, it will be interacting with the user, isn't it? Whenever you give some new inputs, some new ideas or some new steps, it will learn. That model will learn. Now, I'm not going to give some examples of computer itself, because most of you know, I don't know how many of you are having the computers and how many of you are very, you have the complete idea of computers, but definitely you will be using smartphones, isn't it? Now, you will be having the concept of Google Gboard, the keyboard given by Google. Okay, now I don't know, you may be using that swipe typing concept. You can swipe. If you want to write this THIS, instead of writing THIS, or if instead of typing THIS, you can just swipe it. I don't know if this was a class, definitely I would have shown, but as this is a video, you have to imagine. That's it. Nothing else can be possible as of now. Okay. Now, if you are writing some English word, definitely it will detect. But if you are going for some Kannada words or Tulu words, it will not understand it. You have to manually type. Say for example, I'm considering that everyone knows Tulu. Then if you are typing like Yelle Barpe, if that is the case, Yelle Barpe means tomorrow I will come, that is a thing. But if you type like Yelle Barpe, YELLE, Elle, okay, that word is not available with Google. Now it will ask whether you want to add that word to dictionary. Why it is asking like that? Because whenever you write YELLE in next time, automatically it will detect and it will give that word. Then it will be easy for you to type. Have you ever seen it? That means that is nothing but the interaction between the system and user. User will give new words to system. System will learn it. System will take that word and it will store in its own catalog. and whenever user types the same thing in next time, it will give that word, and it will user will feel like, okay, system knows it and I can easily type it. You automatically you feel good if that is the case. I'm giving this example because probably you would have seen such concepts. Whenever you are using keyboard, some keyboards are, if you are, if you have enabled that dictionary, enable that automatic dictionary, definitely it will suggest some words. But if you don't have that, the dictionary doesn't contain some words of some other language, definitely it will ask whether you want to add that word to dictionary or not for the next time. That is nothing but the interaction. That is the reason why they said that systems interact with the human users in a changing and dynamic physical and social environment. It is dynamic, isn't it? User may be giving his own words every time. The system has to understand it. Something like that. Okay. Now, early robots possessed a little autonomy in making decisions. They assumed a predictable word and performed some actions repeatedly under the same conditions. That was a previous concept. Previously, system used to take some predictions and used to give some suggestions also. But now the system has completely changed. Now, say for example, you are using most of you are using Google Maps, isn't it? Now that map will be giving some, say for example, you want to travel from Puttur to Mangalore via Kabaka, Mani, BC Road, or Karladka BC Road, in if Pane Mangalore, something like that. In that route, if you want to travel from Puttur to Mangalore, if that is the case. Okay, now near to Kabaka, instead of going to Mani, you take Vitla Road. If you think like that, Vitla. I'm giving this example by considering that each and every students are from local. If you, I'm hoping that you are not from outside Karnataka or outside Dakshina Kannada. If that is the case, this example will be very easy for you to understand. Okay, if not, please let me know. I will give such real-time examples instead of going for textbook content. I believe in giving some real-time examples so that you can imagine more. Fine. Now, instead of going to Mani via Kabaka, you are directly taking the diversion after putting the Google Map. Google Map shows that how to go. But you are taking the diversion and you are going to Vitla. Via Vitla you are going. Now, Google Map automatically change and it will give alternative way to reach Mangalore. Have you ever seen such examples? Not just from here. You may be using Google Map to go anywhere. Have you ever seen? If you take some alternative path, it will say that you take U-turn, or it will give some alternative easiest path to reach the destination. How Google Map got to know that you have taken some wrong decisions, and how it will correct itself to help you out? Again, it is an intelligent system. Again, you can take, you can think of such examples now. Whenever you learn about artificial intelligence or whenever you learn about intelligent systems. Okay, now let us continue here. Today, the robot is considered to be an autonomous system that can sense the environment and can act in a physical world in order to achieve some goals. Ultimately, these explanations, they are mainly concentrating on robots. Okay, in your textbook also, whatever the textbook or content whatever the internet content, or it may be anything, if you refer, they will give some theoretical concepts. But in day-to-day life, you are using intelligent systems. You are familiar. Actually, you will never think of it. You just make use of technology and you will feel happy. But in subjects, what you are doing, you are learning whatever you are doing now. That's it. Fine. Now they are giving the example of robots, but I have given the concept of Google Map. Both are equal. But if you think about robots, okay, it is also fine. But this is the day-to-day life. In Google Maps, I am pretty sure that if you have the smartphone, definitely you would have used Google Maps till now, isn't it? So that is the reason why I have given this example. Fine. So like this. Now there are some applications of intelligent system. Okay, I hope it is visible to you all. Let me zoom in a little bit. Okay, now say in factory automation we use intelligent systems, field and service robotics we are using, assistive robotics we are using, military applications we are using, medical care we are using, in education also we are using, entertainment purpose we are using, visual inspection, character recognition, human identification, visual surveillance, intelligence transportation. Here all in these applications we are using intelligent system. Not only this, we are using this intelligent system in many applications, but these are the some of the applications which we can list out. Okay, now you can ask for education how we are using intelligent system. In some of the website have you seen some bots? Bot means if you ask some question it will give answer. It will be peeping in the side of the mirror, or in the, sorry, in the, not in the mirror, in the window. If you are using computer system, if you are using cell phone, definitely there will be some icons. Okay, now to give some better example, see, if you are using Jio SIM, in My Jio application, you will be having some intelligent robot, where you can ask some questions and it will automatically give answers with the very fast. It will give answers. It won't make you wait. How that particular software got to know that what kind of question you are asking and what should be the actual answer to provide to you? Again, an intelligent system. There will be a concept of training and testing. Okay, after you train the model, whenever you give some input, it will check what kind of input it was actually, and it will check in its knowledge catalog. There will be separate knowledge base for each and every model, and if it is very convenient to them, to that particular application, it will give the appropriate answer to you. Or sometimes it may go wrong. I'm not saying that whatever the system the developer has built, it is 100% accurate. Not possible. You cannot expect a developer or imperfect developer to build some perfect softwares. Not possible at all. Do you claim that you are perfect? It is not possible, isn't it? Everyone is imperfect. No one is perfect. Then how can we expect a model, or how can we expect a software to become a perfect one? Not possible. Each and every software will be having loophole. Each and every field will be having loophole. Each and every person also will be having loopholes. Remember this. Okay, there is nothing like 100% accuracy. Even though you are going to get, then definitely there will be some loopholes, and these hackers will find that loophole and they try to hack it. That is the thing. Now otherwise hackers will never be able to get into any systems. Hackers, their first target will be to find the loophole of any application or any softwares or any systems, so that they can get into it. In the same fashion, there is nothing like perfection. There is nothing like perfect. We will try to reach the perfection, but we cannot claim that something is perfect. Fine. So these are the some of the intelligent systems I just wanted to say. That is the reason why I just try to list out the application of something. Next, challenges in intelligent system. There are some challenges. One is uncertainty. Okay, so physical sensor effectors provide limited, noisy and inaccurate information. That is possible. Okay, so that is one thing. So therefore any actions the system takes may be incorrect, both due to noise in the sensor and due to some limitations in executing those actions. That is possible. That is the reason why if you have noise in the mobile phones or cell phones, when you having the communication with some other person, if there any noise, definitely the interaction will not be good. It will not be very fluent. In the same case, whenever you try to train some models, if the data is not correct, if you are not giving some proper training to that model, how model will take the decision? It is not possible, isn't it? The best example is if you are learning some subject. If the teacher is not providing sufficient information to you, and if the teacher asks you to teach that same particular thing to some juniors, whether you will be able to do that? Not possible. What you do, you have brain as a human being, you will be having brain. You take some textbooks, or you refer some internet content, or if you go to YouTube and you watch some videos, and then you start explaining to your juniors. That is a separate part of story. Why I'm saying this? Because if there are any issues, or if there are any quality of data is not sufficient to provide to that particular model, then definitely you cannot train the model efficiently. That is the thing. Okay, that is the reason why they listed out such point. That is one of the challenge. The next thing is dynamic world. So if something is keep on changing, then whatever the data you already stored, it is not possible to give the same, that model should not give the same data, old data. New data has to be provided, isn't it? Who is the CM of Goa? Why I'm asking this? Because I did not update myself. So the Parikar, Parikar, some person was there. Actually he demised, or he died. So now who is the actual president? Prime Minister. Chief Minister of Goa, not Prime Minister. I'm sorry, Chief Minister of Goa. Isn't it? It is dynamic one. Now if you ask, say for example, if I ask who is the Prime Minister of India, definitely everyone will say Narendra Modi. Why? From 2014 he is continuing. So previous Prime Minister also Narendra Modi, and now also again he elected, and he is continuing with the that Prime Ministership. Who was before Narendra Modi? Who was Prime Minister? Okay, some answer will be there. At that time, if you have trained the model, and if the model don't know that after 2014 Narendra Modi has become the Prime Minister, then definitely it will give the previous Manmohan Singh only. It will show that the Prime Minister is Manmohan Singh. Why I'm saying? Because say for example, in next election will be 2013, I guess. 2023, I guess. If you are not updating the model for 2023, definitely that model will be saying, even though if you go 2030, it will say Prime Minister of India is Narendra Modi itself. Why? You did not update the information to the model. That is the reason why I say dynamic world. It is very challenging one, because each and every time new data has to be trained to that particular model to take the appropriate decision, because it has to become an intelligent system ultimately, isn't it? That is the reason why I said like that. The next point is time consuming computation. Definitely, because whenever you have new data, it takes some time. Frequently it is not possible, because you will be having enormous of data, the gigantic amount of data. If I ask what was the 7th chapter or 5th chapter in your 6th standard, can you recall that? I need within 5 seconds, I need the answer. Can you do that? No, right? What was the content present in page number 23 in 6th standard? Can you say? No, right? Now as a human being you cannot think, but system will definitely say. If you feed all this information to the computer system, it will say, but it will take time, because it has to go back. It has to search for the book. It has to go for that page. It has to search for that same page number. It has to go to the first line of that page. Then it has to fetch all the content and it will give to you. So it will take time. Did you understand? In the same case, for the intelligent system also, even though it is a computer, even though the processor is very fast, like say for example 8 gigahertz with the hexa core, octa core, it may be anything, any core, but it will take some time. That is the reason why it is a time consuming computation. It will take some time. That's the thing. Next, mapping. A lot of information is lost in the transformation from 3D world to 2D world. So this is for imaging, they are saying, for image processing. The computer vision must deal with the challenge including changes in the perspective, lighting and scale, background, clutter or motion, and grouping items with the intra or interclass variation. Though this example, this sentence is for image classification. Okay, imaging. So whenever you come from 3D world to 2D world, definitely so many information will be eradicated, isn't it? When you go from 2D to 3D, so more information you are going to feed. Why I'm saying? Because if you are not able to map the information correctly, you may lose the decision, or your ultimate goal or result will be wrong at the end or eventually. So there has to be some mapping concept. Based on that mapping only, you can get the actual idea or actual information. Even though intelligence system is working on it, it has to take the appropriate decision at the end, isn't it? So mapping has to be there. So these are some of the challenges in the intelligence system. There are many, but these are the main challenges I just tried to list out. Okay, now so you can see here, so intelligence can be mapped to how many things. There are so many things, but here 4 things they have gone for. One is reasoning. Using intelligent system model, you can go for reasoning, you can go for learning, you can go for perception, you can go for problem solving, and you can go for linguistic intelligence. So intelligence should be there for each and everything. Now how reasoning? Based on some feeding information, if you have already fed some information to that model, whatever the question you ask, it will take some appropriate decision and it will provide the content to you, isn't it? Say for example, you are asking the robot, you are in Geo only, you are asking that your network is not sufficient, or you are getting the throttled speed in the internet. How that particular model will decide? It will search for some words, say for example speed, throttle, internet, or data. Such words will be taken and it will give that data to its knowledge base, and the knowledge base will search for such data and it will search some sentences and it will copy paste the sentence to you. That's it. It won't take some appropriate decisions at that time. Already some information will be fed to that model. From that model it will get that information and it will give to you. That's it. That is the reason why even though you change your grammar, even though you change your sentence, it will give the same data to you. You try whenever you have free, whenever you have time, you just try to do this. Whatever the sentence you make change, it will just search for, it will give the same template to you, but it will search for some words like that's what I said, data, or internet, or throttled, or is speed, such kind of words it will take and it will give the appropriate sentences to you. That's it. Okay, this is how for this also the developers will code. Fine. So these are the overall idea of intelligent systems. Okay, I have given some examples. I can give more examples if you wish, but for this video this is sufficient. Okay, so let me wind up the video here. We will continue the next topics or concepts in the upcoming videos. Okay, yeah, thanks for watching.